Hello and welcome to Coderific. In this video, you will learn how to read .mp4 and write frame images in Python. Remember that every problem has more than one programming solutions, and this video is about one of those. So what is a video basically? Video is a program, movie, or other visual media product featuring moving images that can be with or without audio. As you can see in the image below, this is an example of a video taken from convid1k database. I will put its link in the description. If anyone of you is interested, you can freely download. It's free without any charge. And as you can see here in timestamp, there are frames starting from frame 1 to second last and the last one frame. So these are basically 2D images, and sequence is very important over a timestamp. So let's start programming. First of all, we need to import all the libraries that we are going to use in this program. One of those is pandas, and we will be using this library to write the CSV, and that CSV will contain the listing of frames data. So let's import pandas. Pandas SVD. Another library we will be using is image.io, and we will use this library to write frame images in directory. Another one is tqtm, and we will use this library to see the progress of reading frames inside the loop. tqtm, and of course we will require os library, and this library is very important to read the content inside the directory or create the directory, most importantly. Another important library is skvideo.io, and this library is the one that we will be using for reading a video. And to download it, if you do not have already installed it, you can just type this command. I will add this command in the description box. And usually after installing skvideo, you will be expected to get an error related to ffmpeg, and if you get that error, and if you are working in Windows and Anaconda environment like me, you can use this command that I'm going to write here. You can use this command of conda to install ffmpeg. It will solve that error and will let you use the functions inside skvideo.io libraries. Alright, now that we have imported all our necessary libraries, then let's move on to initializing our variables to prepare the input. As you can see here in top right corner of my working environment, this is Spyder editor of Python, and it comes with Anaconda. And here, as you can see, I'm already in my working directory, and I have created some important directories, frames, input, and videos. Video has my input video that I will be using in this program. So my first input is path to my input video, which is right to this input directory. So I have declared path to my input video, and the name of my video is held by another variable called video name. And to join a path, I have added or concatenated video path with video name. So this is my path to my input video. And another one is to declare the output folder, and my output folder is frames, as you can see here in files window. And similarly, to create final path, I have concatenated my destination with the video name. Why? Because I want to create a directory that will have the same name as of video, so that if I am going to process multiple videos and my frames are not messed up. So for each video it will create a directory. So I have created my path to output destination. Now I need to check if there is existing directory already, and if not, create that for me. And to declare that, we are using os library, os.path dot exist, and if that path doesn't exist, create that for me. So I'm checking if this path exists. If not, then create a directory. Alright, as you can see, inside the frame there is no directory. So in the first, we will create a new directory that will have the same name as of the input video. So now we have created our input and output folders, and the next one, we are going to create a variable that will hold in output path to save our prepared CSV. And to create CSV data, we are going to initialize an array variable that will hold the listing of frames inside the loop. And we are going to use another variable that is count, and we are initializing it as 0 because to save each frame as frame 1 2, we need an outer variable that will be updating itself inside the loop. How? I will show you right now. We are going to read input video, and to do that we are going to use skvideo.io. So how we do this? So videogen is equal to skvideo.io. This library has two functions. It's called vRead and vWrite. Right now in this program we are going to use just vRead, and in later videos we will see how vWrite works, and for that you need to subscribe the channel so that you can get the video later I will upload it. Okay, so we read, and it will take path to video that we have just prepared, and we need to see what is actually videogen variable is holding. To do that, we are going to print the information of that video. Shape of video is equal to video shape. So this curly braces will take the name of sorry, it will not be here. So we are going to print the shape, and whose video this shape is, we need to print the name of video here. So this variable is holding the name of input video. We are going to put it here. So now let me run this so far. as you can see in the bottom right window, my script has run and it has printed the information. My input video is this, it is .mp4, and the shape is this one, which says it has 200 frames, and each frame has dimension of 540 by 960, and it is color image, which is RGB format. Okay, so far we are going correct, and now we need to create a loop over this variable so that we can write or save our frame images in frames directory as shown here. As you can see, I have initially created the directory that has the same name as input, but it is right now empty, so it should save our frames inside this directory. So let's write a loop. We are going to give the control of this loop to tqtm so that we can see the progress over frames. So now we have seen that our total frames are 200, and it will show us a progress bar over 200 frames. And we are going to give the total length of video gen, and if I show you here by typing just the length of video gen and press enter, you will see the length of our input video is 200. All right, so now we have created our loop, and next thing we need a name, a unique name for our frames. Let's create that. I'm going to name my variable that will hold name of frame, and this name will be concatenated with the video name underscore frame, and frame with number if it is frame 1, 2, 3. Let me mention you that if you remember, in Python the indexing starts from 0, so I'm not going to change that. So my first frame will not be saved as frame 1, but instead, because we are programming in Python, so my first frame will be saved as frame 0. Okay, and count will be the variable holding the index of each frame or number of each frame, and inside this loop we will be updating the count variable. All right, now we have created a unique name for frame. Now let's save our frame image as PNG. You can also use any other format, but here in this program I'm going to save my frame as PNG. To do that, I am going to use image io.imWrite library. You can also use the cv2.imWrite library, but if you know that cv2 or OpenCV library loads image with a different color format, and if you don't handle it correctly, you will be saving the frames in a buggy format. To avoid any confusion, image IO, I prefer it using it, and this is simpler and less complicated than OpenCV. So first I am going to give path to output, and this will be concatenated with the /, then frame name, and the image file is frame. So before comma, everything is related to path, and after comma is my image data or frame. Now it's time to update our count variable, and inside the same loop we are going to create an array, and we append it inside the loop after every iteration. So it will be containing the listing of frames, frame 1, 2, 3, with the names that we have just created here. So to save that and to later use the name of frames we are creating in this program. So this is array is basically a dictionary which will be having video name, and another one will be frame name. All right, so that if we are not forgetting, let's add, we are going to end the for loop here. We need to write this data we have just created as a CSV format, and to do that we are creating a variable which will hold a frame object, and we will pass the variable that we have just created with our data. And next thing, we are going to create CSV, output CSV, and the CSV file will be comma separated. We have completed writing the program. Now it's time to run it. So as you can see, it is showing me the progress bar, and you can see my frames are being written inside the directory of frames. As you can see here, our simulation has completed, and let's verify that whether it has saved our frames correctly or not. So this is the folder that will be holding our frames, and as you can see, we have 200 images of frames. And if you want, you can skip the name of videos in the beginning of name of frame, but I prefer this way, so that if in future, if somehow I messed up with my frames with other video frames, so that I know that with this frame belongs to which video. And to verify that, as you can see in the program, we have saved our frames data inside CSV file. We can check our CSV file if it has stored the data correctly. So yes, we can see that our data is saved in CSV correctly. This is frame name and video name. So this is it for the video, and I hope you find this useful. If you did, do subscribe the channel and like the video, share the video, and if you have any suggestion, leave your comments below. Thank you.